And speaking of Elon and Teslas, the latest over-the-air update is out and people have it in their cars, including you.
Yes.
And this is 2019.40.50, and there's a whole lot of new things. So let's go through what those things are. So the first couple of cool things are there's 2 new video games. You got yourself Backgammon.
Which I wouldn't classify as a video game.
Sure.
It's a
game.
board game that you're now playing on a computer.
Sure. So you get that. That's good for sitting around waiting for people in the parking lot.
If you know how to play backgammon, which I've realized I don't know how to play backgammon at all.
Well, it's a good way to learn. And there's Stardew Valley, which is a cool kind of farming simulator we talked about. Now, there's another cool app, which I didn't know was coming, which is called Trax Music Studio. Tell us about that.
So this actually allows you to...
Wait, is that song sounds really familiar?
Yeah, it's our theme song.
You created that on Trax Studio. So yeah, what does it do?
So it allows you to play a keyboard in your car. It does way more than that. You can actually record that, lay it down on a track, get a drum track, get a bass track, add some synths. You can make whole songs in there if you're so musically inclined, so for the musicians out there, it could be kind of fun while you're waiting for whoever in your car.
Now, someone tweeted at Elon asking if a drum set could be added, and Elon was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. This is just an alpha version. Yeah, so I think what he's referring to is, a drum pad would open up, and while you're sitting there in the parking lot, you'd be able to just like play the drums to your favorite song or something.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, almost like karaoke, like drummy-oke.
Right. But there's even more stuff.
Yeah.
So there is text message reading. So you can now read and respond to text messages using your right scroll wheel button. So that's really nice because the car has really nice voice recognition software. It's able to hear a lot of really, I've said some like restaurant names that are Italian or Indian, and it's able to actually pick up what that word is, write it down correctly, and navigate to the place. So it'll be really nice to use that to respond to text messages. So that's a huge safety feature bonus, I would argue.
Speaking of which, it now has natural voice commands. So these aren't just your have to say it a specific way. You can pretty much speak to it in the way you normally would. Like we've tried out, turn on the air.
Right. Turn on the AC. Turn on the air conditioning. All of those work.
Turn on the seat warmers.
And there's many different ways to say it. Like turn on the passenger seat warmer. Turn on the passenger seat. Like all of these work.
Now, the thing that annoyed me was the update tells you about a few things that you can say, but there's so many more. In fact, we have a list here of things that you can say that have been put together by crowdsourcing. If you got things that aren't on the list, feel free to go to the link below and add it to it because the list is growing every day. But there's some cool things on the list. I urge you to check out the list and try something out in the car because, I don't know, it can do all sorts of things I didn't think it can do.
Right. And there's some fun little Easter eggs in there. I like the To Infinity and Beyond, which turns on the heat all the way.
Yeah, I like Keep Summer Safe, which turns on your Sentry cam.
Which was an old one.
Yep.
But now it's a little bit better implemented.
Also, I like Show Me Rear Camera. You're driving along, and instead of having to fumble with a button to see what's behind you, just show me rear camera. Boom, your rear camera pops up.
You can even Google stuff. You can even just say, Google this, Google that, and it'll do it. Which is super cool as well. And there are some things that it won't do now, like it won't turn on the headlights, but it says that it is coming soon.
Well, yeah, so when you say something to it, if it doesn't quite understand it, it gets sent back to Tesla, and I think they're compiling a list there of things that they want to add based on how many people are asking for it. So if you want something, ask for it.
Another thing that came out on this update is Dashcam record on Honk, which means that basically if you press the horn on your car, it will save a dash cam video, which is super useful because you're not always thinking about let me record that right after something either scary happens or someone does something dumb. Now you'll be able to have record of it. So if you're about to get into an accident or just someone does something really stupid and you want to go report them to the police, now you have that video clip, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, because remember, it records even prior to when you hit the horn. And that can be enabled under Controls, Safety and Security, Save Clips on Honk. So make sure you turn that on if you want it. And then there's been driving visualization improvements. So now you can see stop signs, stop on the road, left arrow on the lane of the road, garbage cans by the side of the road, traffic lights, railroad crossings. But keep in mind, you have to have hardware version 3 to see it. So you don't have that yet.
I do not have it.
Which is, again, why people are like, Elon, when can we have this?
And this is the one problem that I would say with this update for Tesla. For everyone else, it's pretty great, especially for people with hardware 3. But for Tesla, this is the update for Tesla where hardware version 3 is noticeably more important. And people are going to actually want it and demand it because They have paid for it. And this is where I think it's going to get a little hairy for Tesla. They really need to prioritize rolling out hardware version 3 to all the cars. It needs to be done as soon as possible. There will only be trouble from this. But I warn you that this will only lead to bad things because, again, consumer sentiment is one of the biggest, most positive things about Tesla. And this is one of those things where you're just like, oh. Because it's such a cool update. You have all these things, but when you're out on the road and you don't get to see the traffic lights and you watch people's videos where they're like, whoa, it sees this, it sees that. And you're like, oh, my car can't do that.
Right.
It really dries up a lot of goodwill.
Now, there's also camp mode. You can maintain interior lighting, the airflow, the temperature, and play music and power your devices when you enable camp mode. And now Tesla Theater mode adds Twitch.
Yeah, so you can watch people play games.
And there's so much more space there. I feel like there's going to be a lot more stuff to watch.
There's definitely more stuff coming. I mean, Elon has said that he wants to get Disney Plus on there, which could be very exciting for anyone who has Disney Plus. It's just amazing the amount of stuff that they're able to bring into the car. That just is exciting to everybody. And I was looking at camp mode today, and if you keep it in camp mode for about 10 minutes, you get this.
Oh, wow. That's a little camp mode Easter egg?
Yeah. And you'll see that the little dog mode dog is there. He's camping with you.
Oh.
So whether or not you ever use dog mode, whether or not you have a pet or a dog, you'll still be able to see little dog mode dog there. We should come up with a name for him, but put some comments of names for probably everyone's going to go for Spot. Do something other than Spot.
I feel like Wallace or...
No. Wallace. Oh, Gromit?
Gromit.
That's a good one. I like
Gromit.
that one.
All right, this is backgammon. All right, I just turned up the brightness a little bit. But I still don't know how to play backgammon. Lock windows. Unlock windows. Unlock windows. Show the seat heaters. Shut off the air conditioning. Set AC to 72 degrees. Google Now You Know. Adjust the mirrors. Adjust the steering wheel. Turn off the wipers. Turn on the lights. That's cool. Turn on the dome. Turn off the lights. Turn on camp mode. That's awesome. I haven't even tried camp. Dog mode. Sick. Turn off AC. Keep summer safe. Keep summer safe. Navigate to the airport. Cool. Zoom in. In. Zoom out. Open YouTube. Sick. Open Bluetooth. Turn on passenger seat heater. Turn off passenger seat heater. Turn off passenger seat heater. Lock the car. Unlock the car. Unlock the car. Turn on the headlights. Oh, it knew what it was. Command not available yet. Turn on the rear defrost. Turn off the AC. It's a little annoying, but whatever. Turn off the rear defrost.
Thanks for watching this clip. You can watch the whole episode by clicking this card or by clicking the link in the video description down below.
Now you know.